right? So we were discussing couple of things. We are still discussing the basic concept of ICT. We discuss life cycles of data, which means there are three stages in data creation, management, and the removal. So that is the basic cycle of it. Then we discuss data versus information. We have quantitative data, which means you can quantify or numerically you can represent data, and then qualitative data, which you cannot measure some of the data, right? When it comes to information, basically we convert data to information through processing. So given something, we should be able to identify what the input is, what the output is, and what the process will be. Then we also discussed the characteristics of valuable information or quality of information, like relevance, timeliness, accuracy, completeness, and then understandability. Then we also discuss golden rule of information, which means when information is curated, it has the highest value. So this is what we call the golden rule. But this value actually degrades over the time. Then we discuss the big data, meaning like nowadays data becoming very common, and there are a lot of places where data is collected, like our mobile phone. And we use a lot of the time the social networks like Facebook, WhatsApp, which collects a lot of data. So this complex data we call big data. So collecting, storing, analyzing, sharing, updating, protecting of and the privacy. So all these are actually considered in big data. Right. Now then we discuss why do you need an information technology. Now we discuss when we want to make decisions in everyday life, the use of information technology is very, very important, right? And then we discuss there are two methods of processing data. We have manual and automated data processing. And early days we used to have files and folders. Now we are using computers to process data. Right. Then we discuss use of information in various domains: education, health, and productions. And also we discuss different techniques used in information retrieval and sharing. Early days we used, like traditionally we used letters and newspapers, but now we have other technologies like email, SMS, websites, and even we have, just chats or personal messages through WhatsApp, and there are various ways of communicating the others. Right. Then we discuss about the computer networks. Especially we discussed when you combine two computers together, we normally call it a computer network. And then when you connect all the public and private networks available in all these organizations around the world together, it will form the internet. The internet means interconnected network. So this is actually created as a result of a project called ARPANET, which actually aim was to secure intelligence data stored by the US Army, and then it actually becomes the part of it. And now the whole world becomes a universal village because of the internet, right? So for example, whoever is anywhere in the world, you can access, connect within a couple of seconds time. Okay, so let's continue from this point. So today we will start looking at, first of all, we'll look at Right. Um, Start with these technologies and through the network. The next thing that I want to discuss once we talk about the internet is World Wide Web. Now, World Wide Web is a place where you have the part of the internet. And then in this World Wide Web, we use different what we call protocols. Now, what do you mean by protocol? When you have two computers and how to communicate, the rules of communicating two computers together, we call a protocol. So internet uses two protocols we call TCP and IP. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol and IP stands for Internet Protocol, right? So that's the first thing we are going to take down today, right? So let's take down this. First thing that we need to discuss is the internet use of protocol. If you do not remember what a protocol is, it's actually a set of rules actually which we use to communicate between two computers. Right. Now, I told you like this TCP/IP is a set of protocols, which means like transmission control protocol means when you actually pass messages between computers. So this is the protocol, set rules how you should connect to a computer. Similarly, in internet, we have another protocol called Internet Protocol. And then there are like different, services which provides within internet. Let me say a couple of them, right? For example, World Wide Web is one of the things that we have already discussed, where we have World Wide Web is the place where we have uh, the information or the web pages. That part we already know now, and we have discussed this idea of World Wide Web, right? Use of World Wide Web. Basically, if I show you an image what the World Wide Web is, it's actually where the data or pages are inside all the files within the internet, right? So that's within this World Wide Web. So that we can say it's a part of it where the data is, right? World Wide Web is a part of it that we have already, discussed in earlier, right? And then we have also have other, services other than the web pages. Now, if you look at the second one, file transfer protocol, this is actually protocol, which means again a set of rules that we will use to transfer files, right? Now, for example, let me show you a figure. You don't have to take down this. I will just, show you to, understand the details. You don't have to take down this. In file transfer protocol, normally what will happen? when you have your computer and another computer which has the file, we use these FTP commands to get the data. So usually whatever you need, you request from another computer and you get it to your computer. So basically it's a file sharing protocol, right? Then email you already know, right? Electronic mail, right? Again, from your computer through another server computer, you can actually use to send an electronic message, right? So emails can be used to send a message electronically. So you can send electronic messages from one computer to another, and this is called email or electronic mail. Okay, so that's about the email. So again, if I show you a small image, again, you don't have to take down this. Just for your information, what happens when you're sending an email from one machine to another machine. This figure shows you a simple idea. Now, for example, if you have a Gmail account, basically using your computer and the browser, you write an email to send another person. So if the other person's in another email, let's say Hotmail, so through this, our Gmail server, it will communicate with their server, and then it will deliver the message to the other computer. So that's how, emailing works. Then we also have video conferencing. Right now, instead of just a message, if you want to have video or visually you want to connect one another, then you can use video conferencing. So in video conferencing, you can visually talk about each other. Basically, a video stream can be shared among the participants. So just a figure which will actually show you this idea. This is basically, we can say, video conferencing. Then we also have Telnet. Telnet is another way, which basically what happens, right, in the Telnet. So in the Telnet, what will happen, basically, you use, again, internet. It's basically text-oriented communication. You are sending and receiving text. And early days we are using. Right now, we will not use that much. Basically, some text-based, communication. Right? So you will have a bunch of text in the terminal, and using that you can communicate each other. It's basically a text-based communication, right? You can say it's a text-based communication. Right. So again, within two computers, if you want to, connect using text, based communication, then you can use, Telnet. Right. Again, similar to previous one, you have two machines, and within that one, we can, communicate. Then file transfer, iPhone telephony. For example, we have telephones which works on the internet. We normally call internet phone, IP telephony. And also like we have IPTV. So these are some of the technologies. Right. To finish our discussion, let's put with who created the World Wide Web. So this image actually shows you that person who actually created the internet. He's Tim Berners-Lee. He's the one actually launched the internet, right? So we can take this here. This is the person who actually created the World Wide Web. So that's why we'll be in a place like this today. We know when we communicate each other, now we have a mobile communication. Mobile means you can communicate using anywhere you want while you travel, which is mobile. Now, early days, we have fixed phones, right? We have fixed telephones at home. They are wired. But with the advent of mobile communication, now we can communicate without any physical media. Physical media means there are no wires. It's all wireless, or we say sometimes Wi-Fi, uses radio technology to communicate each other. Now, when you look at the initial implementation of mobile communication, it happens between two people, right? Only two persons, we will have communication. Right. Then there were some technologies supported, even multi-users can access. So let's take down, right? And then I will explain.